I'm sure from my outfit and from my new background, pretty much everything, you can tell that I'm in LA. I did the move last weekend, which is also why I skipped my Sunday video. I'm loving it here. I am so happy. Definitely feels like the right decision. Also going from like 60-degree weather in New York to like honestly still 60-degree weather here, but very sunny and gorgeous. Having space. I'm in a house. I can't even remember the last time I lived in a house. It was probably in Austin during the pandemic when I moved there for a few months. Anyway, so today we are talking about the power of the pivot. And while this might sound like a very simple topic, I think it's so key to cover because so many times in life we just don't allow ourselves to pivot. Pivoting is so core to who we are as humans. Even from where I'm at right now, I just pivoted states, I pivoted homes, I've pivoted careers in the last few months. I went to a marketing conference last Friday, learned so much, and I'm thinking of already like ways that I'm pivoting this channel going forward. I can even pivot to other parts of the room. Pivoting is core to who we are as humans. I mean, it's insane that we choose this one career path at 18 that we think that we'll like. And then that's what we study and that's what we go into. And we just assume by confirmation bias that this is the thing for us, when in reality, it's the only thing we've studied and it's the only thing we've explored. I think that so many people, like I said, will go on that route and not question it and move through their life, maybe not working in the career that's best for them. And I'm not also just talking about careers in this video. There are so many ways you need to be pivoting your life. In fact, I actually threw a dinner a few months ago and we covered this exact topic. I gathered 15 or 20 women who were interested in career pivots and were feeling very stuck in their career. I wanted to just have a dinner, have people over, and go through some exercises to help us get unstuck.
But it loses something to me. Because I feel like when I put
With a lot of pivots that you might make in your life, I don't exactly know how to consult you on them. But what I do know is that I recently made a career pivot. Like I said, I threw that dinner, which I put a lot of research and work into. I would like to show you my process over these last few months. The first, which might sound quite obvious, but is so important, is get honest with yourself. What do you like and what don't you like? Even more, what are you good at and what aren't you? I think that when we do a job long enough, we convince ourselves that we are good at everything and that we like everything we do. But if you really put all of your tasks on a paper, you can figure out exactly what things throughout your day do light you up and which things don't. Now, another thing that is so important and that was vital for me in a career pivot was listen to your friends. What I mean by that is, what do your friends tell you that you're good at? What do they think that you're phenomenal at? And what is your role that you bring to the friend group? My friends know me as the very social one and the one who talks a lot, the one who's always running around at the party. That really helped me because it made me think, okay, so what lights me up is being around people, talking to people. I am known for that. I need to find a position that is still very client-facing or that's very interactive between teams all day and not as much something that's, in the background. Another thing is to write down your red and green flags. I think oftentimes when we're desperate to make a change in our lives, like a career change, we'll take whatever thing we can get payment for that is not the thing that we are currently doing. You have to remember that finding your ideal job or career path is similar to dating and finding your ideal partner. You spend so much of your life working, so you've got to be very picky. So write down your red and green flags, and by that I mean, do you need a remote workspace or do you prefer to go into the office? Or do you like a hybrid model where there are 2 days a week? Do you love a startup environment, having the freedom to pursue loads of different things within a small company? Or do you find that really disorganized and you want to be in a more corporate structure that has solidified systems in place? It's up to you. There are pros and cons to both and whatever aligns with your red and green flag. Another one I just briefly touched on with myself is, would you rather be behind the scenes or taking a bunch of meetings and being very front of house? Some people thrive best in a remote work setting where they're doing their projects, not having to get on a lot of meetings. And then there are other people who hate all of that technical back end stuff and would rather be sitting in meetings and shooting the shit about what next campaign can get them in front of the eyes of loads of consumers. After you start figuring out some of these, start testing the water. I always prefer job boards or the company website versus LinkedIn Jobs or Indeed. I just feel like a lot of the time with those larger platforms, you kind of get lost in the mix and it feels less like you sought them out. Also, these days, if you follow loads of the companies that you love and you think are aligned with your skill set and what you love, just follow them on social media, and so many of them post when they're hiring as well now, which I love. And it's a great way for them to find candidates with people who already are stoked by their mission. So in finding the company that I'm currently at, I went through the exact process that I highlighted. And through that process, I figured out a very specific niche direction that I wanted to move into during my next career change. It was a niche that really excited me and ticked all of the boxes in the exercise before, but it also complemented what I wanted to do outside of work, which is this: YouTube. And when I got really specific about the niche that I wanted to go towards, I just cold emailed loads of different companies that fit that very specific thing that I was looking for. It ended up working out. I mean, within 2 months, someone that I was super excited about and I had cold emailed got back to me, said that they were hiring for a role that also was aligned with my skill set. The rest is history. I wouldn't have gotten to the phase of cold emailing all of these people if I didn't first figure out exactly what I wanted. And not only did it work, it also was a position where I have the freedom to do other things on the side, freelancing, because I love to be constantly working on different projects. So I do still have a few on the side. It also, gives me the freedom to do this. When you get really specific with your ask, oftentimes you are rewarded and beautiful opportunities start coming towards you, but it's only when you get really honest with yourself. I thought that I would just sprinkle in a few stories. I know we've all seen those posts like, this actor didn't start till he was in his 60s and he made blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I find those kind of patronizing, but I'm gonna just give you a few people who I think we all know of and who made major career pivots and are extremely successful because of that pivot. Julia Child worked in marketing and advertising until she finally wrote her first cookbook at the age of 50. Martha Stewart, who I love. And if you're interested in learning more about her career, there is a whole book on Audible that goes through her entire career trajectory. It's free. You don't even need like an Audible credit for it. Great read. She started out as a model and then became a stockbroker. And then after she kind of got sick of being a stockbroker, decided to start her own catering company. And after that, she pivoted towards Martha Stewart Living, the publication that we all know her from today. There have been so many things that have come after that, but those things are more aligned to her last pivot. So it's wild. I mean, there's always time to pursue a different interest. Vera Wang was a figure skater and a journalist until finally starting her fashion company that we all know her from. I'm gonna end with the darling of so many of us, Sarah Blakely. We all love Sarah Blakely. She was a door-to-door saleswoman until she started Spanx in her 30s. I find those stories incredibly inspiring, and I think sometimes it's so difficult to take a leap of faith into a new direction or to even think that we could shake up our lives like that. But you are not your current circumstance, and that big thing that makes you and lights you up is the domino effect for so many other things in your life could be reliant on that shift. I guess all I'm saying is don't close yourself off to it. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you for following along with me across the entire country. And there's gonna be so much cool content now that I'm in LA. I just feel very inspired in this space. And like I said, we are gonna do a little pivot, but I will explain more later. And I hope you guys have an incredible day. I love you.